Why does the SEC want Ripple to pay $770 million? Also, does SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce think the SEC's move against LBRY was wrong? Also, will Ripple talk about its IPO at the Ripple Swell event coming up in Dubai? Try to stay until the end because I have an important question about the price of XRP in the future. You should watch this new video right away if this sounds like something you'd be interested in. Hey everyone, and welcome to our channel. Here, we talk about the latest news about XRP and cryptocurrencies in general. Thank you for watching our videos. If this is your first time, we will make sure you feel welcome. If you don't want to miss another movie, please click on the bell icon. We're letting you know that this station is giving away 200 XRP. To be eligible, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video, and leave a comment with the hashtag XRP. Tomorrow, the winner will be revealed. Lawyer John Deaton, who is defending thousands of people who own XRP in the SEC versus Ripple lawsuit, has made new guesses about the next step in the case. In a recent tweet, Lawyer Deaton said that the SEC is so ashamed and angry that it wants $770 million in cash from Ripple. It's important to note that Deaton's number of $770 million is the real value of the XRP that Ripple sold to institutional buyers. Remember that the court said in July that Ripple's sales to institutions broke federal securities rules. Because of this, the court recently told both sides to come up with a briefing plan for the next stage, which is the remedy. The order says that the parties have until November 9, 2023, to come up with a briefing plan. However, if the parties can't agree on a good time, they will ask the court to set a time for the briefing together. Attorney Deaton said that the SEC wants all $770 million from Ripple for selling unregistered securities to institutional buyers. The remedy stage is coming up soon. He interestingly thought that Ripple would do a lot to greatly lower the $770 million fine that the SEC wants. Deaton says that the blockchain company will try to leave out on-demand liquidity sales of XRP, wages, and other reasonable business costs. The lawyer thought that Ripple might spend a lot of money to try to lower the $770 million that the SEC wants. Attorney Deaton also said, "I think Ripple will be able to cut that number down by a huge amount." The lawyer for XRP remembered how LBRY lowered the SEC's demands when the case was about finding solutions. According to Deaton, the SEC asked LBRY for $23 million because it sold investors securities that were not listed with the SEC. In the end, though, the LBRY judge decided that the blockchain company should pay a $130,000 fine after 8 months of hearings. Along with that, Deaton talked about the legal fight and the possibility of a settlement. In the tweet, Lawyer Deaton said that the SEC versus Coinbase case will be very important in deciding whether the Ripple case will end in a deal or not. Remember that the SEC charged Coinbase with breaking securities rules in June? The San Francisco-based exchange has already filed a move to dismiss the SEC charges, which was a given. In reaction, Deaton made a guess that if Coinbase is able to get the SEC charges dropped, it might force the agency to change its mind about its position on cryptocurrencies. This move could then lead to talks with Ripple about a possible settlement. He did say, though, that there would be no payment if the exchange in San Francisco lost the case. At the same time, the remedy stage of the SEC v. Ripple case is expected to be very intense, according to top crypto fans. Fox Business reporter Eleanor Tarrant said that people who know about the case said there would be a big fight during the hearing. She said that Ripple will try to get the fine lowered, but the SEC wants a big part of the $770 million just to brag about it. Don't forget to subscribe to our station and hit that bell to be the first to know what's going on with XRP. Stuart Alderety, the Chief Legal Officer, CLO, at Ripple Labs, has responded to a recent dissenting opinion from SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce about the agency's moves against LBRY, a blockchain-based platform for sharing information. Pierce said in a statement released yesterday that the SEC's moves against LBRY, which was founded in March 2021, have made her feel uneasy. An important case was when a federal judge said in November 2022 that LBRY broke the law by selling unregistered stocks as LBRY credit. LBRY challenged the decision earlier this year, but the blockchain company dropped the case on its own because it had a lot of debt from the high cost of the case. The business also said it was going out of business and that its assets would be taken over by a receivership to pay off its bills. Pierce said that the failure of LBRY shows what happens when the SEC takes enforcement steps that aren't based on facts. She said the case was strange and that neither the SEC nor the court found that LBRY had done anything wrong. Why go after a company that sold a coin for a working blockchain that had a known use when we could have gone after many other projects that were clearly scams and didn't try to follow the securities laws? She asked questions. Pierce asked for ideas on how the SEC can write its course on crypto innovation so that it doesn't happen again. When Alderdi responded, he thanked the commissioner for formally condemning the SEC's actions against LBRY. In answer to her request, the Ripple CLO told Pierce that she should learn to speak out more often and louder when she sees wrongdoing in cases that aren't fraud, like the LBRY lawsuit. Pierce said that she didn't talk about her worries about LBRY in public while the case was still going on, which is when Alderdi made the offer. Alderdi also said Pierce could file an amicus brief in these cases that aren't about theft. It's interesting that lawyer John Deaton agreed with Alderdi and stressed that Pierce should go the extra mile and file an amicus brief in these cases. Well, you already know that 75,000 individual holders spoke up in court to be heard. Deaton also said, "I think it's time for someone from the inside to speak out in court." Also, Swell, a very important Ripple event, will happen in the next 3 weeks. This has led to guesses about how likely it is that Ripple will say something important about going public at the meeting. Some longtime members of the XRP community think that Ripple could use this event to make it clear that it wants to go public through an IPO. Radhoff Kahneman, an XRP fan, is talking about Ripple's IPO announcement in the group at Swell. He agreed that the meeting is important, but he also made guesses about what the XRP army might be in store for them. In particular, Wok made a list of the most important things that might happen after the Dubai meeting, with IPO coming in first. Notably, talks about Ripple going public through an IPO have grown stronger in recent weeks as the company has won more and more court cases. Also, Ripple recently posted a job opening for a senior shareholder relations manager, which could be a sign that it is getting ready for its IPO. Because people in the XRP community are sure that Ripple will eventually go public, they can't wait for Ripple to say something about it during important events like Swell. At the same time, Wok and other community members are waiting for Ripple to say something at the meeting about getting a license from the Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority. They also want to hear about Ripple's digital efforts as a central bank, progress in stablecoin and tokenization, and the addition of new users to Ripple services. Ripple's website page says that Swell will be held in Dubai on November 8th and 9th, 2023. It will be a 2-day event. It's going to bring together some of the smartest people in crypto, blockchain, financial services, and economic policy. Notably,